Well, one movie in limited release this weekend is a look at a moment at the White House during the Nixon administration. Elvis Nixon hit theaters this weekend. Our movie reviewer Matt Perrin has his take.
Welcome to another Monday. The Jungle Book was clearly this week's winner at the box office. Now, I really like Chris Hemsworth, Jessica Chastain, Charlize Theron, and Emily Blunt, but I was really hoping that I didn't have to go see this week's second place winner, The Huntsman Winter's War. Then, last week, I began seeing previews for a movie that I had never heard of, starring Kevin Spacey, who is incredible. And this film was barely a blip on the box office radar, being that it was only released in 381 theaters. But guess what? A couple of them happen to be right here in Columbia, so without any further delay, let me give you my take on Elvis and Nixon, the inspired by a true story movie based on a photograph. In the National Archives, there are photographs depicting our history of a nation, and one in particular has been requested more than any other, a photograph of Elvis Presley and Richard Nixon. Our movie begins with President Nixon, played by Kevin Spacey, preparing for his day. His aides have been searching for something to make him more popular with the voters, and lo and behold, that very morning, Elvis has appeared at the White House gates requesting a meeting with the president himself. As the day passes, it seems as if this meeting will never happen, but finally an audience is granted and the king makes his way to the White House. From this point, we get to see the true quirkiness of Elvis's personality. He is given a briefing of what not to do, which he takes full advantage of putting to bed right away. What's supposed to be a quick meet and greet slowly turns into an afternoon as these two clashing personalities quickly find common ground. Elvis is seeking to become an undercover federal agent at large to prevent the decline of America's youth as the result of drugs and un-American ideals. As the movie progresses, we are treated to laugh after laugh as the free spirit that is Elvis interacts with the extremely conservative head of state. We see the most powerful man in America unable to exert his status over the extremely popular star. The film is hilarious in the pure ridiculousness of this meeting, yet how smoothly it seems to flow. In time, and I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, relationship forms, and it seems to be a meeting that went unforgotten by all those present. So I'm going to start by once again saying that I am thrilled this movie was actually in Columbia. I had no idea what to expect going in, being that all I knew about the film was what was presented in the recently viewed trailer. It is definitely a fun experience. Everyone is used to seeing Kevin Spacey in the White House if you watch House of Cards, but his transition into Richard Nixon is both captivating and seamless. Michael Shannon usually grates my nerves a little bit, but his quirky portrayal of Elvis Presley is both fun and just heartwarming to watch. Everyone else does a fantastic job as well, from Colin Hanks to Evan Peters, and even Johnny Knoxville fills his role perfectly. The movie is described as the untold true story behind the meeting that led to this photograph. If this is the meeting that actually took place, then this film is educational, enlightening, and a fun-filled look at history. But what I choose to believe in my heart of hearts is that the writers saw the photograph and just wrote a could-be scenario that they made up as they went along. If that is the case, what an entertaining piece of storytelling. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong, whether you make it to the theater to see it or you just watch it on the couch at home one night. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, outside here, temperatures really heating up, and they're only going to get hotter this week. For the very latest on your forecast, meteorologist Jonathan Kennedy is next. We are live from Maine and Gervais.